Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.
Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Hannah Olson and I'm an elementary teacher turned stay-at-home homeschooling mom to our 3 little ones, and we live over here in Minnesota. And I'm so excited because today's video is a collaboration with my friend Hilary. Her channel is called Old World Home and her content is just wonderful. She's a Christian mother to 4 and she shares the most lovely vlogs and glimpses of life in their beautiful home. She's inspired me not only in homemaking but in my wardrobe and in cooking and loving my family through the food I make. I actually plan to try the homemade yogurt she shared in a recent video, and I love how Hilary has a practical approach to life and to homemaking, how she opens up and she's not afraid to be vulnerable, and she also has a great sense of humor. She's the kind of person that you just want to hang out with. And like I mentioned, she has such a pretty and cozy home. I love her style so much. If you don't already follow her, I know you'll be inspired by her content too. Be sure to head over to her channel. Again, it's Old World Home here on YouTube, and I'll link it down below. It's so fun to be collaborating with Hilary today. Go check out her channel and let her know that I sent you. I thought I would bring you guys along with us for a day in the lifestyle vlog. I love sharing about all things motherhood, homemaking, and homeschooling, so you'll see bits and pieces of all of those things in today's video. If you are new here, this isn't our actual home, it's our current rental house, and we're here for just 5 months. And due to my husband's job, our whole family moves for 5 months out of the year, and then we live back in our actual home, our actual house, for the rest of the year. And I miss our home, and I just love having a beautiful, fresh place that I've been able to personally decorate according to my style, so you'll see much more of that home once summer begins. But for now, I've really been reflecting a lot on things like contentment and just plain simple living, or slowing down and living in the moment, because that helps me so much with contentment regardless of where we are currently living. And I'll share more about that topic in a little bit in this video, but I wanted to mention this Luli Metka calendar, or point it out real quick, because isn't it so beautiful? It's so nostalgic feeling to me. So we have a 7-year-old girl, a 5-year-old boy, and a now 2-year-old girl. And Svea here, our 2-year-old, her bedroom is in the basement at the rental house. That's why you see our monitor set up over there too, so we can always hear her. But she is growing up so fast, and it is so sweet how much she wants to help with tasks around the house. She definitely has that independent phase going on right now, which is fun. For breakfast the night before, I had made cinnamon roll flavored overnight oats, and all 3 kids really loved this recipe, so I will have to make it again sometime. I like to start out our morning basket time, or our morning time subjects, during breakfast, because that's when everyone is a pretty good captive audience. And so here I was explaining it to the kids about something called the filter song. That's why you saw me get out a coffee filter. It's just a cute little song I found on an Instagram reel. I love it so much. I will link it down below for you guys because it is such an effective, cute parenting tool. It's basically a song about how we can think before we speak. Oh, thank you. And then I sent the kids off to play in our basement play area for a little bit, or they're welcome to play near me, like Svea is, and that's just while I am cleaning up from breakfast and setting out our main homeschool subjects and the curriculum and supplies we'll need. And we have been loving All About Reading. I just recently did a video about our All About Reading curriculum, so you can check that out on my channel too, and how we have been organizing it, because now I have 2 students using All About Reading. and it's been a really good fit for our family. And we have also been really enjoying Christian light math, which you can see sitting there as well. And here Soren, our 5-year-old, is working on his Christian light math. We usually have school time leading all the way up till lunchtime, and then I just had a couple minutes here to sit down and record what we had done for school. I do a combination of planning ahead and then what is referred to as reverse planning, which is basically when you sit down and immediately write down what you did for that day to keep track of it. And I am pulling out here some of our sourdough chocolate chip cookies. They had to actually ferment in the fridge or just, sit in the fridge overnight, and I put a bunch on a pan, so I had to spread them out and space them out a little bit extra. But I thought it would be a really fun addition to our lunchtime. We don't usually have cookies freshly made by lunchtime, so that was a fun little treat. So a little bit more on the topic of simple living. I've felt myself drawn to this topic for a long time, and I've thought long and hard over the years about how we can make those more mindless tasks, the things that are just rote or routine or boring, how we can make them more mindful, because that is a huge aspect of being a present and peaceful mom. The fact that we can just lean into the mundane and find the magic in the mundane, if you've heard that kind of a phrase. Actually, that's the song you hear at the start of all of my videos. It's about finding beauty in the mundane. But it's really important for us, if we are wanting to slow down, to think of ways we can actually get joy and get meaning from the little tasks that we do, because as moms, our days are filled to the brim with little and often mundane tasks. I've realized over time that a lot of the true beauty in simple living comes from making these more mundane or boring tasks into mindful ones. So I wanted to share a couple practical tips with you today along those lines. Number one will seem like an obvious one, but it is to really slow down and give thought and focus and attention to the task in front of you. A good example of this is spending time in the kitchen, which I know many of us do, and preparing a meal. I saw a documentary a few years ago that said that back in 1965, people spent an average of 60 minutes preparing food for their meal, and it has gone down to a much more recent time of about 27 minutes, which I know conveniences are good, but it got me thinking about how people aren't savoring the art of preparing food anymore, and I think it's so healthy for us to really savor and lean into the time spent cooking and preparing food for our family. And then there are a lot of other tasks in our day that we can also practice leaning into and truly savoring. I've been trying to find fresh and fun lunch ideas that are still super simple, because we're usually doing school right up until lunchtime. And I found this recipe for turkey roll-ups. So in a tortilla, you have things like bell peppers and shredded cheese and deli meat, but also it has a really fun cream cheese spread. And we all really liked these, so I think I'll have to add these turkey tortilla roll-ups to our maybe lunchtime rotation. We don't have an official rotation, but I have to add it to the list. After lunchtime every day, I love to have the house picked up, so we spend some time tidying up, and I love getting dishes done because that way the kitchen is kind of reset. It's like a reset button, so I'm all ready to prepare dinner in the kitchen later on. And then after lunchtime, usually closer to 2 o'clock, we do a screen-free 2-hour quiet time. Okay, back to our conversation about simple living. My second piece of advice is to cut out the multitasking, or at least try this on a Saturday or something when you're doing a household chore. And this is hard for so many of us. I think you'll find that if you cut out the multitasking though, you're actually enjoying the task more and you're getting that joy from the simple living in the actual one task that is in front of you. I think we often discount the fact that it can be so joyful to honestly just do a job and work hard at doing an excellent job. We can get pleasure from doing it well, and that's especially when it comes to taking care of the home. For a long time, my husband and I chose not to have a clothes dryer. This is before we had kids, actually, and we had a large clothesline in the backyard. And I have to say, it was so relaxing and filled me with peace to be holding a basket of laundry outside and stand there and hang up clothes. So even though it's an inconvenience, even though it's a mindless or mundane task, it's a little hard for me to be watching a TV show while doing that kind of thing. And so that really helped me to just pour into that task, I guess, and really get enjoyment out of it. So I want to encourage you, one of these times you're folding laundry, to just enjoy it in silence. And maybe you don't have to have so many other things going on. And I think you'll surprise yourself and find that you'll get some joy out of just leaning into and focusing on your task in that way. One of my favorite sourdough recipes to make is sourdough English muffins. There is something so special about a hot English muffin that you cut by poking a fork all around the outside of it, and then you put butter on it and let the butter get all melty. It is just wonderful. So here I made a double batch of our favorite sourdough English muffin recipe, and I had a lot of circles to be cutting out. I just use a glass and it's been working fine for us. So I was still doing this, I think it was before the kids were done with quiet time and before Svea woke up from her nap. Another way to really slow down and embrace simple living, I've found, is to be mindful of your 5 senses. Actually, our senses are a great way for us to soak in the present moment. For me, that is greatly helped by doing things with my hands and in the kitchen. So, for instance, working on the sourdough English muffins, it was just a wonderful way for me to focus on how it smelled, how it felt. I know it sounds funny, but if you slow down and really pay attention to your 5 senses when you're doing a task around the house, it can help you to be grateful for it and to savor it. Do you like Svea's cute chocolatey face? I made these frozen Greek yogurt strawberry treats, which you saw me kind of pulling off of plates or something earlier, and that was a really fun afternoon treat after quiet time. And Sophie and Svea were looking out the front window because the neighborhood that we live in currently, our rental house, is in a quiet neighborhood, which I'm thankful for, but there are so many people taking dogs on walks, and so Sophie has started a little journal where she sketches any dog that she sees going by, which I think is so cute. For supper, I made a quinoa and corn and zucchini kind of side salad. There was arugula in it too. It's more of a warm side, but lots of veggies are loaded into that, which is great. And I served it alongside some rotisserie chicken, and it was a really nice supper. Back to that simple living topic one final time. Something that has also really helped me, even in a busy family with busy little kids, is to just do the task in a smaller group of people, which means alone for me or with one other person maybe. And doing a household task without a whole bunch of people around really helps you let yourself be alone doing the job, and you'll be able to focus on it more and therefore enjoy it more. Now, I know that doesn't naturally happen for those of us with young children, and so sometimes we can just bring one or two of the kids alongside us to work on something, or if your children are all happily playing together or absorbed in an activity, then that gives you a semblance of alone time if you're just in the next room over, and it can help you just enjoy your household task that you're currently working on. And my final tip is that gratitude factors into the equation here. And being thankful, choosing to notice what you're thankful for in the moment, makes such a huge difference in our attitude and our approach to homemaking. I have found that just trying to list 15 items, 15 even little things that I'm thankful for, really shifts my attitude during the day. So I wanted to encourage you that you truly can find the magic in the mundane, the beauty in the mundane, wherever you are throughout the day and wherever you live, and whatever the job is that you're currently doing. If you really are intentional about enjoying the task in front of you, I think you will find that it can be so beautiful, just plain doing the task well and savoring those moments. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching and for being here. I hope it was fun for you to come along with us for the day. If you are new here, I wanted to say welcome again, and I would be so honored if you'd hit that subscribe button and choose to stick around. Like I mentioned earlier, I share about all things motherhood, homemaking, and homeschooling. So if you love any of those topics, then be sure to subscribe. And I also have a free webinar that I will link down below full of productivity secrets for moms of young children. And if you haven't already checked out Hilary's channel, Old World Home, be sure to check it out. I have it linked down below in the description box. Her content is amazing, and I know you will absolutely love everything she has to share. So thanks again for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.